Family, brothers, sisters, system destroyers, salutations, greetings. I'm on domestic duty again. Do that quite a bit. I'm good like that. I'm a good little slave. I'll just wait for a few people to get in, say hello, drop in. I've just been on Facebook in Sovereign Paralegals. I said hello to everybody. Give them a rundown of events and happenings, what's going on. And then I realised I haven't spoken to you guys, the Tube family. I need to come and say hello, see what you're saying, look at your messages, give you an update as to regards what we're doing, where we're at, how we're feeling, how you're feeling, all that kind of jazz really. There's no theme, it's all laid back, informal. We take it as it goes. I see a comment now. Gonna stop following me. Oh Andy, I'm going to ring you in a bit once I've done all this and updated everybody. You did ring yesterday, I'm sorry. I was speaking to people that had already booked me previously, but you're now, your window is an opportunity. I'll give you a call. Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of people actually. I've passed out the number from the website. I'm getting a lot of positive people, comments and interaction. It's nice. It's actually restoring my faith in humanity. You're finding us on the web portal, you're finding us on this channel, you're finding us within the Paralegals on the Facebook domain. Some of you have even cheekily been across to SPLspro.com, had a little look and made yourself a profile. I've been in the back office and seen that there's a few eager beavers that have already signed up. So yeah, the platform isn't ready yet, but I've put it there for you to have a look at and give us some feedback about. So yeah, thank you for that, as always, appreciated for your help and interaction. Yeah, get ready, we'll let a few more people, we're at 11 souls. Let a few more people come in and I'll give you an update to where I'm at, what we're thinking, what's happening within, on the other side, within the Facebook family, what's happening within the worldwide family, to be fair. You just caught me on the hop, cooking a family meal. It's nearly done. Well domesticated, people. Well domesticated. So we've got a proposal from a member in SPL's called Michael, and I've just been and updated the family about his proposal. I don't know if he's got a YouTube channel, Michael Jarrett, but yeah, he's come along over the last few days and put some proposals together on how he can exploit his experience, his knowledge, what his capabilities are with regards to contacting and waking up the sleeping electorate, demographics of which we can't get on the Facebook domain. We won't, we won't be privy to. People won't get the material of what we've got. And he could get that to people. He's got a lot of connections, marketing, good ideas. He knows constitution, he knows legal, he knows law. So this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing this. We need to link up with like-minded people, whether you classify yourself as a system destroyer, a soldier, a freedom fighter, an anarchist, a sovereign, a man on a holy mission, governed by God. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I didn't label myself an indigo child, and I don't care if I'm an indigo child, a dyslexic, a normal function. It doesn't matter what label you give me. I accept who I am, and the labels that we give each other in life and what we argue about are often inconsequential and irrelevant. So yeah, this guy, Mr. Jarrett, Michael Jarrett should I say, not Mr., talking to the body and the flesh, so that's very exciting. He's found our Facebook domain, he's been in there, he's had a look at the interaction, what we get on with, how we help, how we inform, how we how we just handle daily affairs, and he's very impressed. He said that we do a high standard of work, and we are very kind for what we do. So respect for that. That's the first bit of update. The second update, Dodgy Doctors, we're going to help him. We're going to have a look at Stan and his plight and what's happened there. If you're an avid YouTube follow her an account, and yeah, go and look for Dodgy Doctors. Have a look at this man's plight and what's happening. I've just made a connection with a fellow tuber. He's got a high quality standard of videos to make mine look like very amateurish, but yeah, he's a good man. I've had a chat with him personally on many formats, and I'm horrified to see the torment and tribulation of what this soul has been through. It's, you know, not just the body that's been affected here. This man's soul has been harmed. He's suffered injury and loss, medical negligence. He's got evidence and documented events on his channel through his videos of late. So that needs some help. That's going to be a massive team effort. Anybody with a lot of free time that's good at cataloguing and articulating and stuff like that, please let us know. Because Dodgy Doctors, we're going to need all the help we can get with that. Guy from a Facebook group's contacted and wanting a private chat, and an open chat, but a private chat with me to sort out what we could possibly do with regards to becoming more unified and a better solidarity, more focused, some kind of national coverage and unity within a higher amount of people, basically. So I just said to the Facebook family that we should be looking at having people in cities like Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, London, Edinburgh, Ireland, places like this, and we need a team of about 5. What I'm proposing is we're not going to make websites at X amount of hundreds of pounds and needing all this administration and management to do that. So we'll use Facebook, and I've invited people to put forward an email to contact@sovereignparalegals.uk, anything of which they could offer in the form of administration assistance. I would then go ahead and make up some satellite groups connected to the main one, and you would then become an administrator within this group, and you would help function it, you know, manage it, appoint your own administrators and moderators, and then you take the first-hand knowledge from us and then take it out that way. But yeah, get to the emails and correspondence, and I'm on reading all the emails now. I've got time. I'm going to catch up with all of that. Storm, yes, I'm sorry I haven't replied to you, but jobs to be done. I'll get to you. I did post in the group the other day, the NHS has made 174 total made by the NHS Trust in the revenue of parking charges to employees, visitors and patients. So I need to look into the 174 million that's up 6% from last year in revenue for the NHS Trust in basically for parking. Wow, yeah, that's horrifying in itself, really, because the staff and the patients having to pay. We all drive to the hospital, don't we? And then, like, where can we put it? Side street's got double yellows. It's all set up to PCN. So yeah, it's that's really annoyed me. I have mentioned, I don't know if I've done it on YouTube, about Theresa May's second in command being involved in this investigation, and when they found that he'd got pornography on his computer and they publicised it, and he brought shame and disrepute onto the not that the Conservatives need help with shame and disrepute, or any of the parties, because they've all got shame and disrepute running through them, but dishonour. And you know, he's resigned from his public office, hasn't he? He's now sidestepped the public liability by resigning from the public office. So we've looked at a video that's been posted about that, and that's nice to explore as a last resort. If you finally want to divert stuff like the people connected with Grenfell have done in the public office, they will divert. Somebody stepped down shortly after the scandal was publicised on the mainstream media. So the next bit is someone's posted a video of what we would consider an abduction, really, of a 10-year-old child. But when we say that, we will see on the video bonfire fireworks. We'll see on the video there's a 10-year-old child in his bedroom on some bunk beds, backed up into the corner, and there's in his room about 8 to 10 officers dressed in black. They're there to serve an order that's been given by our High Court, I believe. I'm summarising because we don't have first-hand knowledge, but the child is taken against his will, against his consent, against the parents, and that's just been posted in the group. We're going to look at that and see if we can get some information and help to the people involved. But it has completely knocked me for six, to be honest. It's disturbed me. At first I said it upset me, seeing 8 officers in a child's bedroom. It probably, I don't know if it is Christmas time of year, but any time of year, but especially at Christmas time will be bad. Officers telling the mum that no matter what, the child will be removed, either willingly or by force. There was no agent of the child support agency or any kind of agency that would be there to mediate and, you know, be the voice of the authority and law between them and then the child. So I did shed a tear when I watched that, and I had to turn my phone off for a full hour. I sat down in silence and I just had a little think, and regardless of where you are at and what you're celebrating and who your God is, in this environment outside, there's a lot of nastiness going off. And if you need a reminder of why you would ever try to wake people up or promote this message or promote the status and the capacity and how you identify and interact with things, then, you know, this serves as a stark reminder as to why you may want to give a bit of your free time to help one another or somebody that's less fortunate, because that's just like shattered my very atrium, basically. It just, yeah, I'm sorry to be the bearer of a great doom and gloom, but it just shows you, you know, obviously they're there to collect on the legal name, but the legal name is in form of the body and the flesh now, and the body and the flesh has been there to replace the legal name. They want them to consent to be that name, and obviously it's not like when you are taking an adult and there's all this official stuff done. The child is deemed at law to not be have full liability at the moment because it's under 18. So under 18 child, the parents have the responsibility and the guidance, don't they, of the child until it reaches the age of maturity. The parents aren't deemed to have it, and the state will assume it, because after the registration and the certification, we all know where the you know, the registration and the title and the deed and the possessory rights and things like that are brought into the mix. So wow, yeah, that was horrible to see, but we'll help them as best we can and do what we always do and inform. If I can find a video on YouTube, I will post it later. I'll see if it's if I can share it and download it, I will. Let's read your messages. Hi David, belated Merry Christmas and proactive Happy New Year. Fist bumps too, David. Free OK, I need other disabled people involved to help others on this too. All areas UK, I can't use Facebook. Alright, Free OK, we're getting a private domain, and disabled, vulnerable, yes, we do need to consider and keep on the ball and assist them. Dinner's fine. Andy Sov, yes, free. Yeah, he agrees with you. Yeah, I need a social services workers to stop treatment to force and put up stuff. I need help. No funds to pay anyone. Yes, towns are like others, my area too. Yeah, we need to network the comments on these videos, and once the domain's up and running, then yeah, we'll look after you all and make sure you're all networked. And we've got quite a lot to do, yeah, but it will happen. Take on public services employees. Northampton. 1 million in fines, Dave. Yeah, so that, what, 174 million I was on about. You're on about 1 million in fines for the NHS Trust, in addition to, or included in that. Either way, it's a shitload of money. Get an advocate. Free OK, I cannot find non-control by System 1, whom paying control by public services. MIB, Motor Insurance Bureau, what's that? MIB, Motor, I forget, blank bit. Men in Black. I'm not got mental health, I'm being labelled to shut me up. You need to get a second opinion then, or you need to know what, I don't know, I need to know more. But Dr. Dawson, good evenings, pay your bills. I don't think so. Relates to the birth certificate until you rebut it. Full stop, Dave. Then register at common law court. It's easy, don't you worry, my man. Their time is up now. Yes, Docker. Good evening and thank you for that. Men in Black, yes Andy, alright then. Jehovah's Witnesses is the only true religion, truth. 1901, coming out and making a bold statement. So you've claimed something there, truth 1901. Can you give me the proof that you've got then to back up that claim? The Jehovah's Witnesses is the only true religion. How old is the earth in the form of the Jehovah's Witnesses historical bibliotech? I do believe it's about 5,000, is it not, Jehovah's Witnesses? Who is it that's said to come from another planet? Is it Witnesses or Mormons? Was it the Mormon faith? I don't know, I'll have to have a little analysis on that, but it's very good of you to come out and decree that Jehovah's Witnesses is the only true religion. I think that the law of attraction and the power of intent and the quantum mechanics of which we have demonstrated by giving you Dr. Masaru Emoto's rice water experiment shows and proves, and so does the subatomic sciences that we actually are experimenting and exploring with at the minute, prove that there is an existence of the Higgs boson and God particle, and it's in the form of a vibration, and a vibration is holding all atomic features and subatomic features together, and that's how things are composed. And if this said vibration was to be interrupted or stopped, then everything, including the atomic structure and the cells in our body, would cease to be. So there's a lot to interpret there, and I never force my belief on anybody. I watch Alan Watts videos and I prophesise and I inform and I bring to the table. I never just say, well, this is the truth, because all the established religions are a form of what? Control. So if all the established religions are a form of control, then all of the religions are no good, because they all form a control form. So you look at the Vedic, the Hindu, the Mormon, the Muslim, the Christian, you know what I mean, all of the religions, and you then compare them, you see a massive amount of similarities. And then you go back and you have a little choice to make, don't you? But when you know about the invisible, unwritten, unseen laws, then you know how to find God and where God is. And once you know God and God knows you, I wouldn't say it's any kind of religion. None of the religions out there teach you how to interface with God, because they tell you to pray and then your prayers will be answered. But I would say that when you pray, you are using what is called the law of attraction and the power of intent. And the Knights Templar that formed the Roman Catholicism and its infrastructure and belief system knew about this privileged information from the Ark of the Covenant and things, and the Crusades and the bloodlines and things that have gone off in history. So with this privileged secret guild knowledge and information, they've created the power of the prayer. And when some people saw that their prayers were being answered, they thought the man on the cloud was really there, didn't they? But it wasn't. It was something else, a different construct at work. But you need to have the knowledge to see, those with eyes to see and ears to hear. So we look at the evidence of what there is on the earth, and there's a lot of archaeology. Look at the Sumerian and the Sanskrit, the Babylonian, the Aztec, the Malayan, the carbon dating. Then look at your own faith and see, and then start comparing and contrasting. But do not ever try to put on other people and impose your belief and your faith. You can bring it to the table for discussion, but you must never. You do not have the authority or the jurisdiction. You can just, speculate all you want. But I do like the interaction, and I do like your passion. So Scientology, well, again, that didn't work out well for them, did it? Jehovah is a Luciferian. Here we go. Dolores Cannon is quite interesting. Dolores Cannon, sorry. Yeah, that's Paul Mack. Yes, noted. Agreed. Thomas Holden. Where do I go up my info on common law? Tesla. Lol sound. Up your info on common law. You'd go to the domain 3ws.sovereignparalegals.uk. We've got radio buttons there for YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. SPOspro.com is on its way. It's there. Don't get excited, because it's got some work to be done on that, but that will be coming, and we'll establish forums and structure, and you will have a lot more control and interface, and it will be more user friendly. It will have specific forums and rooms and chat groups for you on that. So yeah, your common law, I've just done a massive article that's 2,160 something words long across 11 pages, and it's 70% done about civil law, common law, person and persons, public and private, pardon me. But I can't post that in the comments or on the video description because you're only allowed so many characters, so we have a bit of a deficit with anybody that isn't able to make a profile. Let me know and go across to the Facebook platform, or that doesn't want to, based on principles understood and agreed. We will get these out to you. I'll do a video and read it out once it's completed. That's going to be epic for you. The information that you guys have and already have is going from strength to strength by the hour. Let's read some comments, see what you've got, then I'm going back to the food and chilling out because it's 8 PM and Tesla, yes, natural law simples, only eyes that are open shall see. Indeed, this is true. It is true, very true. Right, I'm going to do my cooking. Are you all okay then? Thank you for the likes, thank you for the views, everything that you're doing, your comments. I don't know where Darius has gone. We lost him at some point along the way. He's gone across to see Steve McRae. I do believe in other such types. I do need to catch up on all the notifications and things like that, so you are better off catching me when I'm live and directly speaking if you have got a specific request, you know, and requirement. Or I do know that we have a lot of expectations put upon us, and we are very aware of that, and we are being as responsible as we can with the information and how we go about with that. Truth by Andy Sov by great pal, thanks. I'll watch this again later to get to the info. You'll find a lot of common law on my videos on the history, on the Sovereign playlist actually. Fam, where we're speaking to Thomas Holden. Go to the channel of Indigo, go to playlists, and you've got 3,000 videos across 28 playlists. Go to videos, and you'll see all the videos that we've uploaded that are mine, that are just me babbling on in this Anglo phonetics, trying to inform you to the best of my knowledge. And you will see there's various revisions and corrections along the way been done, so beware and use your own due diligence. Don't take anything that I say as read. I've just been corrected today, making a silly mistake on Facebook because I was not concentrating, in a little bit of shock, and yeah, just like I say, that video with the collection, seizure, detainment of the 10-year-old child against the family's wishes was deeply disturbing, to say the least. Common law, yes, seen some of that. All right, and Truth 1901. You're very happy, very emotional. I like that. If you've got any specific questions, anything you want to talk about, let me know. If anything you've seen on the news, or you find, like I have, about the public offices and people resigning at the last minute to divert and sidestep the liabilities, I need to get you some PDFs and some documents uploaded to some kind of domains for those of you to, you know, get a hold of. And you can obviously, I want your opinion on bodies of work that I submit, or analysis and interpretation of Roman civil versus common, or common law versus Roman civil, and natural person versus private and public person, things like that. How we are forming our new way of you know, establishing ourselves and interfacing and managing the public office that we may be in, or our public persons, private persons, our, you know, flesh and blood. 2018 set to be massive, guys, set to be really good. So many people, so many interactions happening now, a lot of private chats. I've spoke to a great many of you, and you are learning at a fast rate. You've got the age of maturity now. Some of you getting the age of majority. I'm just going to say, let's do this. It's going to be epic. Big shout to my researchers and to Matthew A in Sheffield. I'm going to ring you next because yeah, it's been a while. I need to check on you. Andy Sov, we will chat in a bit. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Yeah, we'll get to that. And the rest of you, thank you very much. I love you all. Don't get too drunk. Like I say, look after each other. If 8 of you go out, 8 of you come back. Wolfpack mentality. Nobody gets left out. Luke Lawful. That's it. Yeah, so have a good new year. 2018's round the corner. I'm not doing any New Year's Eve updates. I'm going to leave you all to it. We're going to relax and concentrate on things to come. To submit is to surrender. Yes, it is indeed. You submit a job application. Submit an appeal form. We do not submit appeal forms. What? Do you know who I am? I'm in Glasgow. Are there someone's here? Thomas Holden. Glasgow. Yeah, I've got a guy called Gavin Marks up that way. Gavin Marks, I don't know if you're a YouTube viewer. He's on my Facebook. We've got members up that way. You'd need to contact him. We've got 2,600 in the Facebook domain. We've got 1,400 subscribers. So it's more, there's another 1,000 of you than there is here. Between though, you guys, if we take out probably 50%, 25% might be members here and Facebook. So we'll call 1,200 YouTube added to 2,600, 3,800 we've got in the collection that need to be unified some way. So yes, there will be some up your way without a doubt. Dr. Dawson, they are stopping me from talking. I'd hate to be stopped to talk. I don't know what I'd do. I'll just scroll back up. Let me pay your bills, birth certificate, full stop day. They're stopping you from speaking. Birth certificates, you don't think so? It relates to common law. I don't know what you mean about stopping you from talking, Docker. Thank you, okay. What's my Facebook? It is my name, David Jeremita. For me, you'll recognise the mugshot when you find the results, thumbnails. The Facebook is Sovereign Paralegals, and it says Trust Established, Non Prunc Est 11 SP DG 1111. Go to sovereignparalegals.uk and you'll find the radio buttons with all the links there, and on some of my previous YouTube videos all the links for everything is there. Anglican water claim at the moment you can accept for value if you choose to. Andy Sov, who's they, Docker? Yeah. And then who's okay. Yeah, what's going on? Well, hang on a minute, give you a chance, Docker. You're probably typing, so we'll show a bit of patience. We're learning. Look, my videos are getting better, more constructed and composed. Yeah, you bills. Yeah, you can use accepted for value in your national insurance and your exemplification number is your national insurance number with your bills. So accepted for value, return for value. Remember, that's all public though. Side of it, at law, it's public. In trust law, one claims benefits, one traps you, but in social housing company, employees on my back to pay. Yeah, not if on benefits. It's right, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. You need to be independent and stand alone, and yeah, it's difficult. It's a very difficult position to be in. We're still going to hang on for Docker and see what he's going to say. Docker, write a comment now. If you're going to say something, we'll wait. If not, then tell us now. I'll leave it. That's done. Perfection. Potatoes done. Don't close you. Let's close the cupboard. All done. What? What do we do with them? Put some butter on them. That's what we do. Some butter and herbs. Not margarine, because that'll kill you. Thanks. I find this can't be independent out of state if unwell. No, but what? No, what? Wow. Ah, you say that. So, oh, I'm going to ballpark this. It's going to be. Paraphrasing. You would be rescinding. You would be managing your right. You have a small caps name. This is the document that I've written. That's 2,000 and odd words long, summarised and paraphrased. You have an all caps name, and you've got your lowercase name, and then there's you. So what have they used for you to claim benefits? They've used the infrastructure of the all caps name, I believe, where you put it in the boxes for the application. So on these forms, when you are wearing the persona of Mr. All Caps Name, And now you're starting to learn to take that off and go, hang on, I need access to that, and for me to get that, I need to fill in this, but I don't want to be filling it in wrong. So you could use signing without liability, specifying that you are the account administrator, agent, person in office, things like that. So I haven't served these documents and got that information. This is for education and study purposes. This is not legal advice, but there are people in the group and the family and in the network that will advise you and give you help on that, and you can find videos. But you can claim benefits and use why wouldn't you be able to claim benefits as the agent of, and say that I don't know, because they're not trained and they don't understand, and it's like putting the 3 dots after your signature before, putting V compulsiva, VC, not V coacta, VC, you know, liability, using UCC, things like that. So you are going to be, you shouldn't be claiming a benefit though either in these liberties and whatnot, because there can be privileges, they can be denied, can't they? So, and revoked, and what's the other word that we're often seeing? Sanctioned. What you want are rights, your entitlements, you're unalienable. Previously was inalienable. Look at the differences on that. So you're inalienable rights, but you are managing it incorrectly. So as I've said in that latest document, you've got to know what capacity you have and what status, your status and capacity at law and in law. This is all a legal infrastructure, and in the legal infrastructure you have various laws governing each of that infrastructure. So you'd walk into a courthouse, that would be governed by Maritime and Admiralty. You walk into a normal shop selling electronic goods and entertainment items, that would be dealt with under UCC, commercial code and such things like that. You walk into a solicitor's office to get advice, that will be governed under private commercial rules and laws. You know, you've got your statutes governing the public, all caps, mandated statutes governing that. So you got your common law outside of that for the people that are outside of all the rest of it. So wow, yeah, you've seen how people have diplomatic immunity and they can come over here and do that what they want and can't be touched. And when Boris bumbled up the Iranian English lady in the Iran situation, and he made it quite bad, the British government gave her diplomatic immunity. He flew out there. She'd got diplomatic immunity now. She had the protection of the United Kingdom's government, sanctioned immediately because there was such a fuck up. So you get to see that it's a massive thing, and it's not just about you claiming benefits. It's how they do that, why they use the national insurance number, why they use the surname, why they use the date of birth. What if it is a trust agreement relationship and you're misconstrued and all that? So I haven't claimed benefits and done all that argumentation, but I'd like to know if anybody has, and tried to separate the body and the flesh and say, I'm in office and I've got these 2 people. One of these people is going to be used to fill that in. And I'm not going to accept public I'm not willing to accept public liability for that, and it'd just go down, and it wouldn't even work, would it? But you could argue it. You'd have to take it to a court. You'd have to get a robe to look at it, and then you'd be in hot water. It'd have to be done properly well. Yeah, so I signed under duress, VC. Yeah, do you know what VC is though? Go and research that under where it is, and you know what other reasons you could use. And like I said, liability, UCC, 3 dots. We are the beneficiaries of the BC Trust. Yeah, you've got the foreign situs, live born certificate, Catacombs of Vatican, birth certificate, Sestu KV 1666, as we see it. And others see it. So I'm agent for the trust. Yeah, if I do that, public services employee use their statutes to push disabled labels. So pushed as trustee, not in control of the trust. You can be the settlor and the beneficiary. You can just be the beneficiary. You can't be the beneficiary and the trustee, so you appoint them their position of trustee. You are then reverted back to beneficiary, not legal public liability trustee. You have a different type of relationship. I don't know, I've not done it. It's up for discussions. People need to test this out and see what answers we get. how far back, you know, if it goes to a tribunal, if it gets put to a special department, how you start to identify and manage it, because then it's not fraud, is it, if you do it correctly? If you're doing it like this and wearing the mask and saying you're the legal Mr. whatever, and then you're not separating it, you are committing fraud, and they are allowing that though as well. But you are taking it on, and while you're taking it on, it suits the system, so they won't disallow it. Your ignorance, our ignorance, their lack of disclosure as well. I can give you everything to stop the lot on everything as a legal fiction, and to take them to common law court to order CEOs, which is your legal right. Yeah, Docker, how I love to do that for remedy. We benefit from the trust relationship, not trustee position. Yes, well, all three of you, well done. I have tried not to be trustee. Well, when you say you tried not to be trustee, by you expressing the correct relationship dissolves that constructed trust that's probably been put together by unconscionable reasons and acts. So you will dissolve that, and then once it's dissolved, it reverts back to its unique state. But as I say, you need to take further advice on that, and not just take my word, because you need more insightful information and first-hand knowledge. If you claim benefits, you're not going to be able to stop claiming from the state. That's right, but you can separate, and you can try. I don't know, I've never done it, but you can then not have the assumed public liability. That's all. They call the person. You learn how to separate it, the surname, the date of birth. So separate the surname, the date of birth. Handle your person with care. You know what I mean? And in the human rights, it says, European Human Rights Act, it says what? That everyone has a right to a person. I can't remember the exact word. I've written that in my recent document though. Something about everyone has the right to a person. That's right. So I wrote about when 1926, when in Canada no woman in the world was recognised in the legal system. So in Canada they had a court case because this woman wanted to be recognised as a legal lady in law, and she couldn't be. I forget the name. So the Privy Council in London held a hearing and ruled that women have a right to be recognised in law. So they then this is why I'm writing about the legal and the natural and the private person, the public person. I'm doing a lot of in-depth articulate research on that. I can't get you the quote, but go to DuckDuckGo, put in Canada 1926 legal case, legal female legal person, something like that. And if you put 1926 London Privy Council female person, you'll find the case and the rulings for when they did actually write into the legal construct the fact that the female of the sexes can interface in the legal construct. So you know, it's there, and you can reference and see and find. And when you've got bijural, is it bijural jurisdiction, where you have two different legal systems that need to talk to each other, and for them to recognise and interact, the legal and the natural and the private person have been edited, moved, replaced, messed around with, so it can legally, the act can legally work. So yeah, I need to get, if you give me an email or email contact@sovereignparalegals.uk, I'll pick up the email in a couple of days at least, or within the next few days. I'll go through, tomorrow I've gone through every email, and any requests that you've got for literature, if you can't get on FB or till the domain's up, and we upload the files and get some a type of, you know, organisation and construct going that's you know, in the right direction, and everything's where it needs to be, and amalgamated together, condensed, then yeah, I'll email you stuff out, all right? But you need to not take my word for it. And it's taken me a good 9 months to get all these bits of paper, scribbled notes, bits of videos, people that I've heard talk, and then put it down into a document that's going to probably take about 20 pages and 3,500 words. So again, it needs looking at by everybody like yourselves, and then interpreting, editing, omissions and errors checking. I tried using canons laws too. Canons are for the church. Yeah, the church use the canon laws, the ecclesiastical and the canons. Look for a guy called Walter Veith, V-E-I-T-H. Look at some of his videos. Boom, wow. Insightful to say the least. Every person is a man, but not all man is a person. Ah, yes. Every person is man, legal entity. Every person is a legal entity, actually. In my opinion, a legal entity that would be classed as a male what? So a male human, a male man, a male citizen, a male employee, a male construct of an entity, you know, to suit that particular jurisdiction, authority. But every person is an entity, but not all entities is a person. No, every entity is a man. Every person is a man. Well, yeah, because persons are the natural and the public, the private. So, oh wait, something. But not all man is a person. That's right. Womb man we should put there, but not all womb man, yeah, is a person. So you have womb men and men. You know, you've got, you know, I would say I'm a man of the womb. I am born of the waters of my mother from the womb. So that's where the womb men comes from. Men and women, we utilise it all together. You declare you're the debtor by giving the first date of birth. You declare you're the beneficiary and creditor by giving the date your parents register the birth. Change your birth date. Trapped in a Room 101. So let's have a look at, we normally cite or refer to books or you know, articles, statutes, citations, things like that. So where are you? What debtor and creditor? So therefore we know what level we're at there. This is the public side, so it's not the private. You declare you're the beneficiary and creditor by giving the date your parents registered the birth. Change your date of birthday. I don't know what's thoughts and feelings on that. You declare you're the debtor by giving the first date of birth. Well, your date of birth on the certificate of the date of the birth certificate is what is registered with their system. So it doesn't matter. The first date of birth, you mean the birth certificate date then, because what they are looking for is a surname and date of birth matching Mr. David Jeremita, which will be XXXXXX. So the date of the live birth. Oh, the date that the birth was registered, not the date of birth you were born on. So you're on about the date of the registration when it was at the GRO office. Just clarify. Let's have some clarification, because that's not specific enough. You know what I mean? We are born. The registered date is theirs. Yes, we are not birthed. Also, your name is only your Christian name. A surname or surname is an enitaph, yep, and an add-on by the crown. Title, sir, title name, to signify it's the trust. You have to learn your name. So, yeah, David, and then dash, Jason for the middle name, semicolons, separation, Jeremita. That's the name, the Mr., and then that would be my lowercase private name. Separating it all and then addressing any authority on some type of documentation. If the policeman at the side of the road asks me, or in the street, what's your full name? My full name is David. I asked you your full name. What is your full name? My full name is David. My middle name is Jason, and I am of the family of the house. David of the house Jeremita. Done. That's my full name. What's your date of birth? That's hearsay. What? I was born 1970, you know, that's it. What day, what hour, what minute? Well, you'll have to consult my legal person's birth certificate for that. I believe that's who you're after. I am speaking Anglo-English. What language are you speaking, officer? If it's anything other than Anglo-English and without the Oxford concise implied meanings and definitions, then I'm at a you know, disadvantage to speak to you. We're at a stalemate. I'd also argue it's deceptive and that I need an interpreter. So, you know, these are the parameters of which you need to set out. Like when we start challenging if there is any authority for the court case that you're actually going for, and if there is any witness and things, and if they've got standing. Once we start checking out things like this, and you will see that the rest of it just falls apart, and there's no case to answer, and a default judgment will follow. But yes, it's these bits, like we've just been saying about the abduction of the 10-year-old, which was legally done, but unlawfully it was criminal. So a criminal act has happened, but it's protected by legal parameters and constructs of the registration, birth certificate, consent, signatures, persona, straw man, and non-disclosure. Ignorance is no defence. Look at all the maxims of law. Do not try and use maxims of one law in a different law capacity. We're seeing that as well. Don't use law maxims of equity in common law. Don't use the 12 presumptions of law need rebutting. The maxims of law, the maxims of equity, the presumptions of law, you need to know where they're at, what level, what jurisdiction. Look for flags, look for clues. When you see symbols, symbols are what? They are codes, they are languages. They speak to those that can see. So they are advertising something. They are advertising who's in business, who's at hand, who's doing what. They will not shout it to you and give it to you from the rooftops, but there are insignias, codes, emblems, coat of arms. Behind the judge you've got the Crown Corporation, haven't you? So you know, they do tell you the letterheads, the stamps, the lack of reverse or full liability or any kind of vicarious liability. The lack of you know, what they're doing is plain and obvious now, and you're getting the confidence and the capacity in which to challenge this and raise it, and you're finding that you don't need to go running off with building a massive case, because often there is no case to answer, as we're showing you as we progress along through the months in the video. So I'm going to go now, because you know, I'm chatting and it's too long. We could chat forever. I do like chatting to you guys. It's been 46 minutes. I'm glad you're all okay, and we are just speculating and like doing a bit of live research and stuff, which is good. But yeah, it's our beliefs and your beliefs, and the system has a belief, and we need, until you rebut the system and its beliefs, then they're going to carry on believing that their assumptions are correct. Speeding fines, parking fines, or any other fines which is corrupted by the public servants, they have legal and lawful obligation to. We are the creditors and the debtors of this country. Respect, Docker. My view of the DOB is the evidence of your legal fiction, hence the all caps that the legal system relies on to acquire joinder. Indeed. Just don't ever speak those things unless you're knowing what public liability you're about to take on. You're at the hospital, you've had a road traffic accident, they want some information from you before they operate, give it them. It's done. It's a done deal. But you're not going to be able to separate everything, you know, you're just going to give it them to get treatment. You're at, somebody rings your phone and they want to get Mr. And so they're going through security before they go through the reason why they're calling. You'll be asking who's calling and what you're calling for before willingly giving out surname, date of birth and consent and joinder. Well done. Andy Soft, yes David. Trapped in a Room, the legal fiction is split title. Great YouTuber channel is Romney Stewart. We know him, yes, we like that. Glosser channel, it's all trust law with two sides of a ledger. Registration date is the creditor beneficiary side. Yeah, we're into trust law, beneficiary and set law. Trustee, expressing them, misconstrued, looking at the doctrine of notices, everything really, the chancery. So yeah, thank you everybody for your comments, keep them coming. I would like to see a few more people having a chat about things and coming on, inviting me. I'll come and watch some of your videos. Do we have the option to invite here? We don't, do we? Andy Soft, we can't do invitations. But yeah, anything that you need, you hit me up on that email I've give you. I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll let you comment. Trapped in a Room, Andy Sovereign. David, common law is coming home. Indeed it is. It is coming home in a big way. Common law never left us. It was always there. It always governs you. It is governing you now, but it's the consent and what you give away. They can't never take away your rights, but if you submit and give them away, then that's how they're given away. You contract in some way, joinder, and the rest is history, as you've seen. And children get taken from rooms screaming and kicking by force by 8 dark, shadowy strangers invading the you know, the inhabitants' residence. It's or whatever they are, not residents, the inhabitants' private place, domain, door. That'll be our kid. She will have smelled the dinner. Right, peace and love, Sovs. Get your comments flying. Alright, see you later. Ciao for now. Okay, come on. Fist bumps all round.
What is that?